Hi, I'm Belle. I've got my coffee and you're here, and this time around we'll be talking about facial difference and television and movies. So, welcome to Coffee with Belinda Downs. Next time you're watching the television or a movie and you notice that somebody or some character has a facial difference, I have an acronym that I use to help me explain what's happening. But first, here's a movie. And I've got my crackers. Crackers. Enjoy the movie and we'll see you when you get back.
I know, I'm sorry. Traffic was much better than I thought.
Well, it's not ready yet.
We'll have to get stuck into that then.
Well, I've already started.
Good.
So, what do you think? I find that some people find that quite confronting, but that's kind of the point. And I have an acronym that I use to talk about what's happening here. The acronym is H.A.V.E. I use that to remind me of the different ways that movie and television makers use facial difference as a shorthand for these four things. The first one is the H, and that's hospital. The second is A, as in alien. The third is V, as in victim. And the fourth is E, as in evil. So let's unpack these and see what's happening. The first one is H for hospital. How many times have you seen somebody in hospital with a facial difference? Or maybe, with a facial difference in hospital? It's actually quite often, and it's usually represented as having bandages wrapped around their face. One example that I'm thinking of here is the movie The English Patient. I'm not going to put a still from that movie, I'm just going to fake it. The next part of the acronym is A for alien. And really, do I have to remind you of a video or movie or anything with aliens in it and facial differences? Seriously? Like Alien or E.T. or almost any sci-fi movie? Aliens. A. The V is for victim. Now, the really interesting thing here when facial difference is used as a shorthand for being a victim is that in real life, of course, not all victims have facial differences and not all people with facial differences are victims. So that really doesn't make sense and they really shouldn't do it. So I chose a cute cat picture. Because I wanted to, because I'm not a victim. Okay, the last letter in this acronym is E, which here stands for evil. And there are so many examples here that I could point out, like zombies and scary clowns and what's the go with the movie Scarface anyway? I mean, he doesn't even have a scar, does he? I can't see it. It's a whole movie called Scarface, and he's supposed to be evil and all that kind of stuff. Look, I've not actually seen the film because I'm really not into that genre, and I was a little bit annoyed that they used the term Scarface. But at the same time, there are really evil people who don't have scars on their face or have facial differences. And there are some really great people with facial differences who are not evil at all. So what's with that? So the next time you're watching the movies or television and you notice a character with a facial difference, keep that acronym in mind and think about what impact that has in real life. So what can you do about this? I think it's really important to say here that, like everybody, people with facial differences and without facial differences for that matter are all 3D people. We're all complex people, and I think that it's a real skill to write a character that's complex, just like a real person. And using a shorthand like a facial difference to show that somebody has a bad trait about them is not actually very creative. So if you're making a movie or television, I'd challenge you to think about how your character represents their traits. I don't look like a zombie. I look like somebody who desperately needs a coffee. And I do. So, see you next time. Thanks for joining Coffee with Belinda Downs. Oh, if you have questions, I think, is it that way or that way? I'll work it out later. But basically, go and check out the intro video. That'll probably answer your questions. See ya.